Get that out of the way.
And there we go.
It's never gone, man. This meds.
We're on.
Oh, right.
Oh, jeez. Oh, no.
You caught us off guard.
No, it's fair. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Relationship Smith Show. We are live. If you want to call in now, the phone number is 412-254-4829. We're looking forward to talking to you. If we reached out to you on Reddit, yes, we are serious. Would love to hear from you. You had a topic which caught someone's eye, and we would love to hear from you and find out what's going on and give you some answers to your questions.
All right.
So how you guys doing today?
Happy Thursday. It's Thursday, right?
It's Thursday. Like it's weird because a Monday was messed up, but you know.
It's a crazy week. It's a crazy week. It's crazy dry over here where we're at. No rain ever. It's going to be the driest place on the face of the earth. But yeah, got to see some comedy shows. That was nice. How about you?
Oh, I went camping. I spent 2 days in the woods. One day by myself, just sitting by the fire enjoying it, and another with my wife. Beautiful weather for both evenings.
Oh, nice.
A great time, yeah.
Josh, our producer. How you doing?
Good. Sorry, just bringing up the clip you asked me to a moment ago.
Oh, yeah. You want to talk about that, Amber?
Which clip? The news article?
There you go.
Yes, Queen.
Well, let us give the callers some time in case we get an early caller because we reached out early asking people to join.
Yeah.
So if you're calling, call now. If not, we're going to probably jump into a topic for about 5-10 minutes. We'll still take calls, but we might. There
God
we go.
damn, that was quick.
Here we go.
Hey, caller. That's quick. Welcome to the show.
Hey,
First, what can I call you?
I got Stefan's fine.
Hi, Stefan. Thanks for calling in. Full disclosure, Zaz read your message and messaged you to have you give us a call. I'm not aware of what's going on.
Yes.
So if you could break me in with a short version of your story or a long version, I got time.
Okay, cool. So I met this girl on Hinge. I'm a 35-year-old male. She's a 30-year-old female.
Okay.
This last weekend, we hit it off really great at first. We went on a date on Monday, and it was really good, and things were going really good. She we had made plans to see each other for another date in a couple weeks because she was busy, but then she canceled plans with her friend last night to have me hang out with me, and we did, and it was really good, and we it was going really good.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then what happened, and so, it was a good night, we kissed and everything like that. And I went home and, we texted again today. Everything was going good. I was, working and things like that today. I was like, kind of like I was on cloud nine, kind of situation. Cause I'd
heck yeah.
I don't know. I felt like we've been really connecting really well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I was like cloud nine, like totally feeling really positive and stuff like that. And I knew she was into me and I'm into her and all that stuff. And occasionally I'll send her since we've been talking, I'll send her these, I'll send, like funny memes and things like that. So I sent one because we, in reference to a it kind of was related to a conversation we had the day before, how some people are because we're both in the fitness and everything, but they'll act women who lift or who lift weights or something, they get really, they think they're going to be a bodybuilders, which isn't the case. And
no.
So we were talking about that.
No, I'm saying I've run into that. I've had female friends I don't want to lift weights. I'm like, you can lift weights. It's fine.
You're not going to get huge. You have to eat a shit ton, and then you'd have to
build specifically for that look.
Yeah, exactly. And even then, like, you don't look bad. Like if you're like a bodybuilder and you're taking steroids, then well, those are male hormones, so it's gonna
Sure.
make you look more manly in that regard. But still, anyway, but we were like, yeah, but they're still beautiful women. Doesn't matter. They're still attractive. So anyway, so somebody posted a stupid image, like ironically, on Twitter. And it was like of this girl who was like, she had like abs. She was really pretty. And the post said something along the lines of,
I don't know if you're
yes,
watching
this
right
one.
now.
If
It's
you,
on.
yeah.
If you're attracted
To her,
you're latent homosexual. Sorry,
you're latent homosexual.
All right, let's take a poll in the
Yeah.
room. Real
And so
quick.
I was like, that's hilarious.
That is hilarious. And
Yeah,
I am
yeah, so
totally homosexual.
That's
Yeah,
what do you
that's great.
think of her?
Yeah, gay. I'm gay. That's
You're
she's absolutely amazing. Yeah, let's move on.
I
That's
think
the next
I
question.
might be gayer than you if that
Yeah.
makes me. She's beautiful.
Yeah.
She's a 10 out of 10. The face is
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
It's ironic, like
Yeah.
you said.
Yeah, okay,
It's
yeah.
ironic.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I sent that
This
to
is a
her,
contest.
thinking
I'm
like
better than
in
both.
kind of in reference to our.
Oh.
Okay.
We're 5 minutes in and we're totally off the rails. Here we go. Sorry about
Yeah,
that.
thanks.
Sorry.
No, you're good. Anyway, so I sent her that, and I wasn't really thinking anything of it. I was like, it's funny because we had this kind of conversation. I guess like the whole idea was like, because we were also in the fitness and stuff like that, but like the idea is that it's stupid to say that you're like if you like women that are muscular or whatever, that you're gay. That was the point I was trying to make. So I'm like, well, I
Right.
guess I'm gay as hell. And then she replies, she's like, well, I hope that's not me. So I hope you find, the kind of girl you're looking for. Obviously that's your type, kind of thing situation. And at first I thought like she had like a smiley face, laughing emoji kind of thing.
Right.
And then I was like, I thought she was like, joking at me because she was teasing me too for different things. And then all of a sudden, like, I like, sent a couple things like, no, I'm really into you. I'm really trying to see you, all that stuff. And don't worry about it. It's just a joke. And then, but I wasn't getting replies. And I'm like, oh no, what the hell's going on? Tried calling her, went straight to voicemail. I'm like, oh God, she blocked me? Like, seriously? And,
How long ago was this, by the way?
so this was today. This happened today.
Okay, gotcha.
And
Damn.
yeah, so this is fresh. This wound is fresh.
This is
Oh.
man. Well, I'm glad you can
Yeah,
laugh with
and
us
I'm-
at
and
the
just
early
like-
part, because that sucks. That does suck.
Yeah, it's like I don't know, like it's like I don't know. I was like falling head over heels for her because she got me. I've recently got divorced, and so I hadn't really been dating very long. And even though me and my ex-wife are still good friends and everything, but it's still like I've been out of the game for a while, and so I sent her messages like profusely apologizing. I had her number. I had a work iPhone, so I sent her. I'm like, hey, what's going on? I'm sorry. Please forgive me.
Yeah.
Please call me. We could talk about this kind of thing. I can see that she's read my messages, but she hasn't replied. So I don't know, like if it's just like it's done, or if she's gonna like just needs to cool off or something, and then maybe she'll talk to me. But I don't know. Pretty bummed.
Well, first off, when I saw the meme, I thought she didn't get it and thought that you were, one of the guys who say stuff like that, even though you've already had the conversation. But then now I'm seeing it as she saw a picture of a pretty woman who's nothing at all like her, and she thinks that's what you want, or you want her to be that. And
yeah.
so, like, but I'm not saying you made a mistake here. Clearly, you were joking. It's a meme. You've sent memes before. I think either you would have run into some. She seems to be easily offended. Is kind of what I'm getting at. If she needs time to cool off and she reaches out in a day or two, my first advice: don't try to message her. Reach out again. especially for like the next 4 or 5 days. Like give yourself a hard limit before you just, like give it that time, because maybe she also in her mind, she doesn't like men who don't take no for an answer. So take the no, let her do whatever process she's going through, and then reach out back to you. That's the first part of the advice. But during that time, I want you to think about how easily she got offended and how she instantly reacted and how she's treating you as a result. Because if she does come back or whatever, and it gets into the cards to make it work out, you have to realize that this behavior is who she is. So it might have been 5 days down the road, 5 months down the road, and you said something also in a joking manner or in some way that she felt was something she couldn't be, or you wanted something that wasn't her, and she might have shut you down then, and that would be way worse. You'd be very invested.
Right.
So I don't think you necessarily did anything wrong. It sounded like you have the ability to communicate with women. You have the ability to joke. You have a good sense of humor. I think she found there was some trigger in her or something that shut her down. I think you were doing all the right things. You got her to cancel plans with her friends. You got the kiss. You were talking a lot, and you were on a level where you could share something that I think you were doing good. I think she has something in her that first off lets her be that offended that quickly with no explanation, and the ability to shut off whoever she's interested in that quickly. And those aren't necessarily great traits that you wanted to find out about later. So don't beat yourself up too much, because again, I'll let Zaz weigh in on this too. I don't necessarily think you were all that wrong. Yes, you probably could have waited, or you could have clarified before. Listen, this isn't this is a meme. I don't care about this woman. I care about you. But I don't think you necessarily did anything wrong. Zaz, what do you?
Well, that was why I asked specifically when this took place, just because there is a chance, and you guys know my reputation. I'm terrible at responding. If I'm wrapped up in something, I am totally focused on that until it's completed. I don't know this person, but I would imagine they would set up some kind of warning flare before it's like cut off all communication, especially if everything was like going great. It's like everything's going well, and then just all of a sudden radio silence. I would hate to be like, do X, Y, and Z, and she's like, I was at a late meeting. Sorry, I was wrapped up. My phone died, and by the way, I lost my purse. It was stolen at the mall, and then it's I do like what you said. It's just like give it some time to cool. Give it a day. Because one, that might be the thing that happened. Two, she just might need some time to process and circle back around. But yeah, it's that's a shame, because when you work out, the one thing you don't lose is a sense of humor, I would imagine. So yeah, it was a joke. You identified it as a joke. I don't see anything overtly insane. It is what it is. Man, that's a bummer. Just over a meme. Yeah, and it wasn't like a super offensive meme per se. I mean, I guess to some people, I don't know. I'm trying to see both sides of it, but I mean, unless there was any kind of warning, like a red flag, like, hey, you can't send me stuff like that. I mean, I would just give it some time.
Yeah.
Can I disagree a little bit, actually?
Nope. Yeah. Let's move on, Josh. No, I'm just kidding. Sorry.
Well, wait. We don't normally do this, but go ahead, Josh.
I think it's possible that maybe, I don't know that I would say she was easily offended. It certainly is a possibility, and that would be something that should be considered were you to continue on in a relationship, obviously.
Right.
However, this is, in this case, text messaging, and tone so often gets lost, even if you're trading jokes back and forth.
Yes.
I think that there is a chance here that there was something misunderstood. And, it could have been maybe it wasn't a meeting. Maybe she was having a really bad day, and that just came across the wrong way at the wrong time. 50 people are bothering her. She looks at her phone, sees that, just, it could be any combination of those things. So, the advice to, I think, give it some time is certainly very valid and important. Just give it, have an open mind if she makes contact again, and if she leaves that door open, have an open mind. But you should
be fair.
Aware that, that is a possibility. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad you piped in with that, actually. Right. That's a fair balance to that.
I'm not. I wish you'd keep your mouth shut more often, Josh. I'm always right. Sorry. Put that
Yeah.
away. I hate it. Sorry, Stefan.
So, Stefan, so yeah, he gets loud. So I apologize, Stefan. But hey, listen, do you have more questions?
Oh, no
Anything
worries.
that you want to talk about here on this? Because I know we talked a lot, and I always like to make sure you have more ability to talk.
No, I mean, yeah, like I said, like I've just been on. I think one of the things for like with me because right now, like with my divorce, my wife still lives part time with me. So we have 2 kids together. Until she's been a housewife for the last 6 years since our daughter was born, and so she's just trying to like get on her feet. So that definitely has not helped with dating. And
No, but you sound like
that was one of the things.
I was gonna say you sound like a hell of a guy.
What's that?
You sound like a hell of a good guy. I mean, I don't know. You know, we didn't
Try to
talk
be.
about this, and I don't necessarily want you to be like you're helping her get on with her life in a positive way, and I don't hear that a lot from people. So I just want to call that out as
Yeah.
yeah, you sound like. I mean, but
Thank
again,
you.
yeah, it does make your dating much harder. So yeah.
It does, yeah. But this girl, like, she was just like she asked me, like, "Are you and your ex still living in the same house?" And I'm like, "Yeah." It's kind of like a situation where because we have kids. She's trying to get back on her feet, and she is dating someone else right now, and the plan is to eventually move in with her new boyfriend somewhere down the line. But right now, this just is what it is. And I'm like, I hope we can still keep talking with each other and stuff like that because I really like talking to you. And then she was like totally cool about it. And I was just like, oh my gosh, this is like the first woman that I've talked to since I've been dating. That was like chill about it. And I was, yeah, that was exactly. So then I'm just like, this happened over a stupid joke. And I feel so dumb about it. And like, I just, I have a tendency to beat myself up, definitely, about that kind of stuff.
Well, I think in this case, I can't tell you for all the times because sometimes when I want to beat myself up, it is justified. But in this case, I think you followed your who you were the whole time. You weren't trying, like when people often screw up in early in relationships when they're trying to show off or be somebody they're not. You're a guy that likes a sense of humor. You're a guy that appreciates a woman like this or is built like this. But you obviously are into that girl for who she is. And I hope she sees that like you reached out to her and you wanted more with her and you were even giddy about it. But I don't think you necessarily went wrong. I mean, there is somebody could argue that like, hey, you never show a girl a picture of another girl in the first year. There, like there might be something like that.
That's what my ex-wife said.
Yeah, no, I get that.
What I told her.
To that. Yeah, there's validity to that too. But like, also, this is who you are. You think that's funny, and you think it was something you wanted to share with somebody who you get along with. So, on that sense, you did the right thing. You shared who you were, and she just maybe. Again, we don't know. Maybe it was the phone was stolen, lost, broken. Maybe she has a migraine headache and just can't deal with anything right now. Maybe she needs to talk to a friend to make sure this isn't a red flag. Whatever, let her go through that. But I don't think you were wrong. I think there's always better ways to do things, but I'm not saying you were wrong. Like I would say you fucked up if I thought you fucked up. And I don't. I think you were being you, and it isn't even that offensive or bad. And it's not like you could see all of her butt meat or anything like that. It's almost a respectful, tasteful picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I like the word butt meat. Sorry, I throw it out a lot.
No, that's a good one. I like that.
I can't wait to.
All right, what do you think of
and hashtag butt meat? That's gonna be one of your searchable terms. Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think the curve of the butt? We had this discussion 2 weeks ago. The bottom curve of the butt, where the buttocks and the leg meet. I call that the mud flap, and I don't think these two like that. I don't. What would you call it?
I gotta call
me.
Yeah, what would you? I mean, I don't know what else to call it.
You get under boob, you get under cheek, right?
That's a good one.
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's
Under
not a good
cheek?
one. I quit.
Under cheek.
Under cheek is better than mud flap.
No, it's not funnier, certainly.
No.
Bootius gluteus.
There you
All
go.
right. That's pretty good. I like rhymes too. Plus, I just picture Mike Tyson saying it.
Yeah.
Now you just okay. I know what I'm doing for my next AI generation that we're doing for the show.
I don't know why that came to mind, but as soon as you said this,
I'm
I was
laughing
like,
too hard to
Mike
even attempt a Mike
Yeah.
Tyson impression.
Yeah.
So, Stefan, thank you for calling in. If whatever, how about if you get a chance to message us back or even call us back next week and let us know what happened? I'm not saying I don't necessarily think this is the end. It could be. I'm not going to lie to you. There might be a chance she reaches back after whatever's going on. But again, I don't think you did anything wrong, and I think you're on the right path, man. You're out there. You're finding women like her who are okay with your situation. You're able to get second and third dates. You're getting there. I think you're doing great, man. Like, and here's the other. This is a bullshit. I'm blowing up your like sunshine up your ass thing, but this giddy feeling that you had with this woman that you loved, that feels so good. We all, everybody's ever been on a date that's going well or second or third date. We know that feeling. It's awesome. You get to do that again with someone else if she doesn't.
Yeah.
And I that's total sunshine up your ass, but you'll have it again.
Yeah, it's true. It's
So,
true. It's just slow going, and
Yes.
that's the discouraging part, I think.
Well, listen, man, I wish you the best of luck out there. It's not easy, even if you're not living with your wife, for a lot of people. So you're pulling it off with an interesting circumstance at home. And I applaud you. Like, you sound like you're doing the right things for your family, even if you're not married anymore. So you're a good guy in my book. So I wish you the best.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
Thanks.
Thanks for reaching out to me.
Thank you for reaching out to us
Yeah,
back. Like, it
thanks,
doesn't
man.
work
Yeah.
if people don't
What's going
call.
on?
Wish you the best. Let us know.
Thank you.
All right,
Yeah,
see you.
I will. I'll keep you guys posted. Thanks.
Awesome.
care.
Thank you. Yep,
Bye.
Bye.
I'm going to go and say we should write that down as one of our best calls ever.
It was a good call.
Yeah.
That was a good call.
I like how our advice was all different, but all tied together and could all work together. And we got more feedback than we normally get from Reddit posts. So,
Yeah,
you
some
guys,
advice was better than others, but yeah.
you guys are a little tiny on my
Yeah.
screen there.
Some advice was better than others. Some.
Yeah, like so. And I got
Some.
I got the work the word mud flap into the conversation. So
I can't believe you did that.
wedged it right the fuck in there. It's like mud flap.
I felt that was. Anyway.
I know you felt it coming too. Like, you knew I was going to go there at some point. Like,
We were doing so well. Guys, and then just.
But
So.
So, first off, another thanks to Stefan for calling in when he did, because we can move on to the next bit now, and we don't have to cut it short unless somebody else calls in and ruins our whole discussion on.
Speaking of Rowan, how's she doing?
I wanted to reach out and invite her to the show sometime soon, but I didn't want to do it today because I don't want to lean on people. She clearly has a lot going on.
Yeah.
And I don't want to take up too much of her time. She's helping everybody in the world. So, Ruin, and I think definitely before the end of the year, we'll get reached out to a couple of our regulars and catch up and see what their New Year's wishes are going to be, sort of thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, listen, if you guys want to get into it, we can do the next topic. It's something I read on the best news website in the world. If you like just tons and tons of ads and biased reporting and garbage and
Pornhub. That's where I get all
Pornhub
the
has
information
better
about porn.
content than the Daily Mail.
I don't know which one's the Daily Mail anymore. Like, it's become to a point where I guess it's like with age, like all the news and the faux news organizations turn into the one, just this gelatinous blob of like insanity. You said Daily Mail. I feel like that's the one. It's like with the Ben Shapiro guy where he's like, I'm angry. And you're
They
like,
don't give him a column, but like, it's British. So that's the first one.
oh, okay. Then
it's their
I'm
giant-
angry.
And now we're canceled in the UK. Great.
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 Well
Thanks.
done, Josh.
So, you're looking at the Daily Mail. If you see a picture of Kim Kardashian's like naked something, it's like Kim Kardashian poses in a sexy blah blah blah, and then they'll have like show Britney Spears, and it's like in naughty butt cheeks. So like whoever they like gets worse wording for the exact same photos.
Yeah.
They always use, whenever they talk about a butt, they always use the word pert. It doesn't
Okay.
matter if it's pert or not, but a bum is always pert too, I guess.
Sounds like a real class act.
British folk, yeah.
Yeah.
So this article I ran into, apparently it was generating some buzz on the internet that nobody cared about because I sure as hell didn't see it. I don't think you guys did either. But this blogger, is she a blogger? She just a random Twitter or X or whatever they are. She and her boyfriend, I believe they're both 21. She is, have this list of rules that they have agreed to keep their relationship strong. You know, at 21, they have no doubt put the time in, and they speak from experience. So I wanted to get into this list and see how many of these rules we think are good, bad, make sense, or don't.
Yeah. Let's do this.
So rule number. But first off, what do you think
21.
of her?
I think that she seems like a person who's responsible and has set up established rules for the relationship.
Okay. Well, we'll go back to this photo when we're done.
Nope.
So let's get some context here before we jump into the rules. It says that they've been dating for, I think it said 6 years.
Oh my gosh.
21.
Yeah.
Which means that this has been the only relationship that either of them has had.
However,
and it's successful.
All of her relationships are 100% successful.
That's actually a very positive way of looking. Yes.
Yeah, that's true.
I was in marketing, guys. She dresses fashionably sometimes.
I mean, when you're in only one relationship and it's been going for 6 years with, I mean, I'm assuming without an issue. Yeah. You're not exactly, you're not spending a lot of money going.
Listen, I give him credit because she's went through the first half of the most change a human being will go through, personality and emotion wise, that they'll ever go through. Unfortunately, the next 5 years, 3 to 5 years, are going to be where she changes even more. So I would be curious to see what happens.
Some of these are very interesting rules.
Well,
okay,
one by one. I don't have my readers on. My old man spectacles.
Rule number 1 is both always have their phone location turned on, so they are both trackable to the other at all times.
So that says to me that there's not a lot of trust. It's not that you can't do that. If that's a relationship rule, that seems to be a problem. Like if you do it for personal safety, so you know, like if they're driving you, picking you up and driving you somewhere, you know, if they're on their way, that sort of thing, that makes sense. But I don't think it makes sense as a relationship rule. You know, that's I want to track you because I don't trust you is what that becomes.
Well,
to me.
I think that's going to be a theme here, is it not?
I don't know.
Trust is okay.
Yeah, I glanced over the rules, and that was a couple days ago, and I've honestly forgot what this list, and I'm trying not to focus. I see the second one now, though.
Yeah, second one's no strip clubs.
No strip clubs. Yep.
So on this one, you guys again weigh in on this. Tell me what your thoughts are. That one I think is acceptable in some relationships. I wouldn't necessarily want it in mine. Not that I go. I've been. It's not somewhere I hang out on weekends. But that one seems to be you're commanded to not go to strip clubs, and it's mostly going to be him, right? Let's be fair. It's a rule for him, not them. Depending on where they live. But
I mean, listen, you know, whatever floats their boat. I mean, that could be anybody. That's really not a thing.
Again, if you're a very religious person and you don't want to date somebody who doesn't share your views on nudity in the sex industry, or maybe not religious, you just have very strong thoughts about the sex industry or whatever, that can be a rule and that could be a condition of the relationship. It is a little controlling, and sometimes it goes too far when people are like, if you do this, I'm leaving you, versus I will lose respect for you and things probably won't work out. Two different ways I see that. But again, that one's not necessarily out of the ballpark if that's a strong feeling you both share.
Yeah. I mean, again, it goes back to what their beliefs are on that. You know, I can understand. I can
at least it's spoken.
Yeah, that's the thing is like we can't sit there and, you know, applaud communication and then, you know, kind of go on that, go back on it. But with, you know, this is a preference. You know, you have to draw a line, I guess, at some point, and that's where they draw the line. Is like, hey, listen, strip clubs. We all know what that means. All right, and
glitter everywhere. I don't want glitter in my house.
Everywhere, and just it's $14 a beer. Can we just stop? Anyway, sorry.
It's almost expensive as the baseball park.
I mean, almost, but it's a tinier beer. At least at the baseball park, they give you a neat cup. There we go. Write that down. If they gave you a souvenir cup when you left the strip club, then it'd be worth it. So what you need is, anyway, I'm taking us off on a rant. So.
I actually have a cup from a strip club.
Stop it.
Yeah,
Stop.
no. It was the
Were
bottoms
you
up was going
supposed
out
to
of.
take it?
Yeah, I paid for it.
Okay.
It was their own glass. They had printed up nice, and it's from the bottoms up, which it has a Pittsburgh history. It burned down after its second owner couldn't make it work. But it was the worst, diviest dive bar, regardless of having strippers or not. And I had to
You
buy the
already
glass.
said it was called bottoms up. Yeah,
I just like the idea, Josh, where he's like, "Yeah, I got this cup from a strip club," and you just find out he just stole things from a bar. Like that's all it was. There's no fancy story about it. He's like, "Yeah, and I got this thing, the wand they scan you with. I stole that too." And that's a true story, by the way. I know somebody did that.
Yeah, we were allowed back to that club for like 2 years, or we didn't know that. We just didn't go back, afraid that they'd have all of our faces on camera someplace.
It wasn't me. That wasn't me.
No, we were on the way out of the place, and he just looks at all of us and goes, "Hey, we're all going to need to run in a second." And we were, fairly drunk, and just went, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And we get to the front, and he reaches over some barrier they had there, grabs 2 of their wands, and goes, "Run!" And so we fucking had to at that point.
And when you get back to the car or wherever safety is, was the phrase spoken, "I've just always wanted one."
Yeah. And then
That
we
was
played
it.
with him for like the next 4 hours.
Yeah.
We were all really pissed at him, but we played with it for hours. It was a good time.
Yeah, nobody managed to get the charger, which I thought was hilarious. It was like you got the wand, but no charger. So this thing was good for literally about a half hour, and then it was like all funny. Boy, did we go off topic. Yeah,
You
but
know, they sell chargers at Radio Shack, and
yeah,
Which
yeah.
existed at
fine.
the time. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well, that's why I went
now to date the story. Right now, somebody's online going, okay, I know exactly time and place.
All right, so listen, rule number 1, I think was a little. I don't think it's relationship related necessarily. No strip clubs. We both, if that's who you are. What's 3 here?
Okay, this is the one I like. Maybe raise an eyebrow because I want to ask more questions about this one. Girl trips or boy trips are allowed. Like,
I think
doesn't
it's almost
what's not said there. What's more important though?
what
Is it
What-
specifies that it has to be girls or boys. It cannot be a combination of the two.
it
Which
cannot.
It doesn't say plainly. It kind of dances around it for some reason, but that's what it means, right?
yeah,
I think, and also, like, as this relationship grows, whenever they become couples and there's nothing but couples around them and all the couples are going somewhere and she can't make it for work or whatever reason, is he allowed to go at that point? Like, I think that rule, first off, I like what's being said in the rule is, yes, you can go hang out with your buddies. You could go to locations on vacation. You could go golfing out of town, whatever. That's okay. Us girls get to do it too. I like that it's high on the list as well, because I think that the rule should be that you have to have male friends that you hang out and do things with, that you should feel comfortable going and doing things with them.
yeah.
Because a relationship doesn't survive in a vacuum. You have to have friends around you.
Right. It's really funny, or maybe not funny, but recently I kind of had something close to this situation happen where it was at a group setting. We're at a party, and I guess we had to go get more drinks or something. And I was already talking to somebody who was female, and I was like, "Hey, you want to go with me?" And she goes, "No," because I just want to keep the conversation going. There's nothing nefarious, and she knows me very well, and I know her. We work together, and she said, "No, that would be inappropriate." And it kind of took me back for a second. Like, is she thinking a way about me? Like, am I kind of like being a creepster? And then I brought it up to somebody later on. I was like, yeah, weirdest interaction. And they're like, no, that's just what they believe. Like, she'll drive with a female, but will not get into a car because she feels like she's betraying her husband if she drives with another male. And I was like, okay. Like, I didn't make a big deal of it because really, at the end of the day, I don't care. It's none of my business. And, yeah, it was. So there are people who believe that. So
Sure.
Yeah.
And I think it makes relationships harder, honestly.
Yeah.
Not necessarily the boy-girl thing, but like, you have to have friends. You have to have people around you. You have to. You have to.
I'm going to probably throw you guys a curveball on this one, but here's one I really liked. No liking thirst trap photos on Instagram. That one makes me happy. I agree with that. Like, don't.
I agree with it, but I wonder if it's just because I'm an old dude who didn't grow up with like Instagram as entertainment.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Could be showing. My thing is just like, you're feeding terrible. Like, but again, that might be an age thing. You might be right.
For me, it might be. That's why my opinion on this is I'm not sure. But like, listen, my wife used to get me a subscription to Maxim magazine where I look at like Allison Hannigan's ass. So what's the difference between me owning a magazine with like an actress's ass in it versus going on Instagram and finding a girl and liking her ass. Like
announcing to the world. That's the difference.
well, I mean, is it your account? Like, is that on
Sit in
Instagram?
your
It has your
home.
name on it. You know.
And look at the magazine and go, she's got a cool ass. But otherwise, you get on Instagram and go, excuse me, world. Pardon me, world. I think that she has a nice ass.
Okay,
I
fair
mean,
enough. Fair enough.
But I also, my question here is, I think it's a stupid thing to do too. Okay? I agree with you guys there, but why did that need to be a rule? Like, was that
because
such an issue that I don't get why that needs to be
This-
spelled out.
it's the
we got
same
10
reason why there's
commandments here, and that's one of them. That's
there's
do not fucking murder.
Yeah, but there's the same reason that there's like a label on the
That's
gas on the gasoline pump that says "Do not drink" because somebody fucking did it. You know, so he
Right.
got busted doing that, and that's a new rule.
No,
Like-
I think like put
Yeah,
your perspective into somebody like in a younger relationship, because clearly we're talking about this is what was going on. These people have been together for a while. They started when they were really young. They're married. It's us
They're
against the
less than
world.
half our age, to be sure. Yeah.
So
Sure.
essentially what they're doing is just like creating, like we talked about this before in a previous show. It was actually one of our first shows about creating a set of rules and some boundaries. Our perception, because I mean, this is, subjective, is, some of these might be going too far. I do believe some of these might be going too far, but there should be more questions. I mean, all we're reading is an article with a handful of hot buzzwords. There could be some more to it, some more meat to these rules.
and it could be entirely made up by the Daily Mail. This woman might not.
It could be made up by the mail. Now, I have heard of contracts. So something that was touched on with other longer term relationships. So I have heard of this before. This isn't anything too outrageous, but usually this goes to wife has wifely duties, and you just you're like, like, really? And so those do exist. Those are legal.
How do you find someone to sign off on that?
Man, listen,
As his wife told him, "Do it, or we're not getting married."
this stuff is like we're going back into some like cultural things that I don't want to really get into.
Yeah.
But
that's fair.
but it is there, and it is legally binding, and it is not frowned upon. So I mean, this is like I said, this is a little outlandish, especially for the age. Like you said, there is still growing and changing, but it works for them. I mean, 6 years, I mean, good job,
Yeah, and honestly, this rule may have came up because another friend of theirs got into a fight with, and that they're like, well, we need a rule.
Yeah.
So,
Oh,
but
yeah. Did you see
honestly
what-
think you got busted doing it? She's like, nope, that's rule number 4 now.
The thirst trap photos on Instagram. It's clearly that was like one day Bill went like, and he's like, and enough for that. Add that to the list. I mean, that's too recent. You know what I mean?
Okay,
I'll
but-
agree with that.
But add into that rule number 5 is don't follow Instagram models of the opposite sex. So this is such a big problem. We've now got 2 rules that touch on it.
Uh-huh. Yeah. What
about just no
defines
Instagram?
What about you all? I mean, in a perfect world, no. What defines a model? Like that's what I'm going into because, yeah,
Oh, really? Is that your out? Like when you get
yeah,
busted?
that's that. Oh
No,
God,
she's
yeah, I
not
am
a
a
model.
snake. You're right. Yeah,
She's
she's not a
just
model.
an OnlyFans.
She has 400,000 followers. That's not a model by any
Yeah,
means.
she's-
Yeah.
Although to be fair, I use that argument all the time because whenever something tragic happens to anybody, Daily Mail again, because we're going to say, we'll always say, internet model, blah blah blah, hit by truck, like
Yeah.
whatever it is. Like if they have one photo on Instagram, they will suddenly become a model, so it's a more impactful headline.
Well, okay, but make it a better example, like Whitney Cummings. Could you follow her?
I mean, I
Yeah.
could, sure, yeah.
According to these rules laid out, could this person follow a comedian even though she posts?
Yeah, she's not a
attractive
thirst
photos of
trap.
herself?
And she's not a model.
Hmm.
She's a comedian. I don't.
Well then, could
But again,
she
no.
Could she follow Jeffrey Osmus?
We should, and everybody should be following Jeffrey Osmus immediately.
I mean,
Yes,
he's
they
clearly
should.
model material.
I mean,
And I've seen a picture of him in a dress. Technically, the picture of him in a dress was on our show. So,
We don't like him anymore. Never mind.
oh, we don't. Okay,
No. Okay. So, but
Jeff, you better
He's
call
playing-
in now.
yeah, Jeff is
you-
playing at the Brick House Pub this weekend at 7:30, September 9th. Eau Claire, Wisconsin. So
That's pretty fast. I'm impressed. Good lookup.
Two
Hey, anybody watching out
rules-
there? 412-254-4829. Give us a call now. Go ahead, Josh. Sorry.
2 rules on Instagram things. But
Yeah.
we get past those. And we get to rule number 6 is both can have friends of the opposite sex, but they can't be best friends.
See, that one's going to be very argument driving, I think. Like
Oh,
if
I'm gonna-
how no, but I mean not with us. I mean with the couple. How do you define the best friend? Like what if this? What if she's friend number 3
yeah,
and then friends number 1 and 2 get shot? And she gets promoted to best friend. Do you have to stop being friends with her?
right.
That one I just don't like it. Well, first off, there's a very fundamental reason not to like the rule. It screams, "I don't trust you."
Yeah.
I don't trust the people you're friends with. I don't trust that you'll find
But
somebody who doesn't want to ruin our relationship. I hate all that trust things. But then you have to define best friend. Like you hang out with her, like, yeah, she's my friend. Remember, no best friends. Like, oh, she's not a best friend. We hang out all the time. That's all.
Yeah.
Like,
But
that's
then
an
again,
argument
it's
waiting to
like
happen.
there's so many little caveats that I could put in there that I just don't think we have time to go over for this list. It's just
I think
No.
she is your best friend. No, I swear she's not my best friend.
In fact, the other
I
day I
think
said
she
you're a
is.
jerk. Yeah.
both can go to nightclubs. Okay, like what? All right, so singularly we cannot go to nightclubs.
Well,
I
listen,
mean,
if you pick this list apart now at this point, you could figure out what these people do. Like they're drinkers, they're partiers, they're dancers, or like dance clubs.
oh yeah, I mean,
Do
yeah,
do they have to go to a nightclub that only has people of the same sex in it?
yes,
I've been to those. They're pretty good. They're pretty good.
yeah, Shamrocks.
There are
It's
tons
yeah,
Lucky's.
fantastic.
I have
Lucky's.
never felt prettier.
Is it Lucky's? I keep
Go
saying
to
Shamrocks.
those
Listen,
clubs.
my first time in a gay dance club, I didn't
White
get
Eagle.
hit on once, but I did have one person talk to me about I had longer hair at the time. They wanted to cut my hair, so I'm taking that as I got hit on a little bit, but generally
Yeah.
I'm not attractive to either sex.
I got drunk for free. It was awesome.
You bitch.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Fucking love me.
it was awesome.
I didn't even get
All right.
offered, hey, can I bring you back a beer? Give me $2. I didn't even get that.
All right,
I
guys,
just
listen.
felt
If anybody's out there
a
listening
couple
and wants to
times
go to a gay bar with Nathaniel, please invite him and just
Buy
have
me
a good
some
time
drinks,
with him.
please.
I'll
Yeah,
go with
just
you. There's why
act
can't we go
like-
by ourselves? There's no rule saying we couldn't. Let's go.
I think that's number 11.
All right.
Wow.
All right. So
Okay.
number 8. Both know each other's phone passwords.
yeah, don't care about that one. Clearly, I just don't care. Take
Really?
it.
That's just screaming. I mean, my wife.
Yeah,
has-
well, no, 100%,
my
100%.
wife has all my passwords, and I don't
Yeah.
care. But I didn't give it to her so she can look at my stuff. It's in case I need her to do stuff. Like it's
Yeah, your
Like
laziness
that.
is what drives that rule.
Yeah.
You do thing. I don't want to do
log into my phone and order from the pizza app. Like,
it. when hitting the saved pre-order is just too
Yeah,
much.
just
Like, honey,
do it
the
again.
thing.
yeah, this one screams because it's a relationship rule that there's very little trust.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. 100%. Yeah. Like
And that's what I
yeah.
was getting at the beginning of this. Is I think that most of these just come down to trust.
100%.
Like, it's-
I think it's just we're really like spending a lot of time trying to glass half full these when it's clear there's a distrust
Well,
piece in
the
there.
reason
and I can
that
see
No, the reason like going over them long form here is hopefully somebody watches this and realizes like there's ways to think about these rules. and
course.
we'll get to the final way at the end here.
yeah.
well, so
Porn
number
isn't
9
allowed to be watched.
Yep.
Porn isn't allowed to be watched. That doesn't make sense.
It's the same as number 2.
Or is but where does the argument start? I know it when I see it.
Right? No. I was just watching. I don't know. Pick a show with a lot of 2.5 Men. Oh, that's like porn. There's some cleavage in that show. Or
I've never seen an episode. I'll take your word for it.
it's an alright
mean,
show
he's
for what it
always
was.
Attractive.
With
women hanging around,
Charlie
right?
Sheen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pick a show with bikinis or like Baywatch. Like she's like, you're not watching that for the riveting story.
Or what about Game of Thrones, where there's new pair of titties every episode.
Oh yeah, I actually think that's their selling point. One on HBO, it
That's one
says,
of 'em.
"Come watch Game of Thrones on Thursdays."
Well,
New pair of
that's-
titties.
That's always been HBO's selling point.
Yeah.
They had The Hitchhiker, which was just like a half an hour horror story, but always had titties and bush in it. And then after that series gone, they have another. It was like Cinemax, but like half-hour show where you always got to see something.
First off, that was a reference to a show that I barely remembered. I'm like, wow, you just unlocked a memory. And then you're like saying that the next piece, and I'm like, was there nudity in that show? I don't recall that show at all.
Yeah, The
I
Hitcher.
just remember the end.
Hitchhiker.
Yeah, he would do this, and it was like,
Yeah, and then there's
Yeah.
a Red Shoe Diary. I think it had David Duchovny in an original.
oh yeah.
But it was always like, here's some titties.
They won't get okay. So I thought these people were already married. They're just in a long relationship.
Josh, you were saying something?
I just Hitchhiker was on from 83 to 87. That's impressive.
That is nice.
Yeah.
Although I think once in my life I've seen an episode well after, like as an adult, and I wasn't impressed.
A lot of squiggles. You had to wait till that one.
Yeah. It's like, what's next? Porn isn't allowed. Again, I think that's just too, like, if that's what they both agree on, they've both talked about it, they don't want it in a relationship, strong feelings about sex work, whatever it is. If he agrees to it, if she agrees to it, I think it's fine. But there can be problems if both aren't fully on board.
Yeah.
And what's the last one?
The only one that makes sense. Number 10, they won't get married until they're both financially free.
I love that.
That
That is the most responsible thing I've ever heard, and you're going to disagree with it, aren't you?
No, I totally agree with it because they'll never
Okay.
fucking get married. As parents, let me ask you something. If you had waited until you were financially ready to have a child, would you have kids?
No.
No
God, no.
chance in hell.
No.
Yeah. Same thing with
No.
marriage, because as soon as they're 21 now, they're spending all their money on drinking. So
That's
Maybe that's
exactly it.
there's
Yeah.
college debt, there's the
You go-
car, there's the apartment, there's the house, there's like you're never financially free. That's life is designed to chain you to the fucking workforce, so you're never financially free. There is no point after your first job where you're ever going to be financially free unless you get freakishly lucky and get way more money than you deserve. But you're going to spend it on a more expensive house or a more expensive car. So
There you go. I was going to say, I'm like, well, some of us have been really focusing on that and almost done. But then what you threw that last part, I just was talking about that today. I'm like, but the second you're done, you're like, oh, I want a bigger house. And you're like, when does it stop?
no money, no bills. When you have that heart attack and fucking the world turns dark.
Yeah, that was. You won't know it turns dark. Yeah.
I
That's
hope.
what I've been thinking
I
about a lot
hope.
lately. Yeah. You just don't know.
Yeah. So hey, if you want to call in with your questions or comments about your relationship, 412-254-4829, we would love to hear from you. Have we gotten anybody on the Reddit's interested in
I don't think
smashing down our
so.
door?
Oh, we got one. Oh, that was our guest we just had call in. All right.
Stefan, yeah, hey. I messaged somebody myself earlier that I read their question, and it was a really interesting. I'm going to see if I can find it for you there, Zaz. Scroll back in the chats until you see.
Oh, you've been putting them down too, I noticed. Holy smokes.
Yeah, just a couple. Hopefully, you put out more. You know?
Oh, I definitely did, but I'm just like, I was thinking back because I was trying to gauge on where I started, who I was reaching out to. And I was like, well, I don't recall. I logged in at 8. I don't recall sending out emails at 8. You were all over it.
Ollie Oxenfree. So yeah, scroll down and see Ollie Oxenfree, and he has a post that was kind of interesting for a younger lad.
Yikes. Oh, I guess I could start reading them off.
That's up to you.
I feel like I just kind of, we got so caught up in that. I just,
No, I wanted to write back to Stefan and thank him for joining us because he messaged us. But yeah,
He was a good caller. It was great to have him.
really good. Yeah, and I hope everything works out.
so this guy got one response because he wrote a big paragraph. I maybe can send it to you in the private chat.
Yeah, there's one here I really want to touch on, but it's very long and I can't really muster the Ba-da-ba. What? Whoa. What? I don't know if I can even read this.
What, the big long block of text by Ollie Oxenfree?
No. It was basically, I mean, the title, it got removed, but the title was "My boyfriend won't have kids with me because I'm insert race here." Like, I don't even know if I could say that on Twitter.
I don't even. Yeah, it's
but
not.
yeah, that's wow.
Because
That's
the
really
advice is apparent based on the headline.
yeah, exactly. Thank you. I just saw that and I was like, man, what's
Answered.
going on? Yeah.
You don't need post on here. We know what the answer is.
Oof. My wife is saying my boyfriend is saying I'm not contributing to our relationship financially. How do I fix this?
Get a job.
TLDR is my boyfriend told me he wants a partner as hardworking and dedicated to a future as he is, but he's not seeing how my career goals aren't just as straightforward as he hopes.
That's the TLDR.
Yeah.
Oh no, fuck that one. If that's the short version.
Okay, so I can't get over what my boyfriend did. A little over a year ago, I had come home from a long vacation and finally got to hang out with my boyfriend. He fell asleep, and while we were watching a movie, I eventually reached for his phone to check the time. I accidentally screenshotted his home screen. I accidentally do this often, and he gets annoyed by it, so I decided to delete it from his camera roll for him.
Okay.
I ended up going on his recently deleted. Okay, hold on.
Oh no.
All right, hold on. Let me rewind because I want everybody to follow through what's going on with this. I think we all know what's going on, but
I'm looking for. I'm picturing in my head this big Rube Goldberg device.
yeah,
Where she did something, and then there's this whole big story behind it. So I was looking at the time, and I accidentally screenshotted, but he hates that. So then I went and deleted, and was in his deleted photos to delete the photo because I didn't want to tell him the truth that I did this. Keep going.
This is real. This is real bad, especially. Sorry.
Every story in the ER where somebody's got something stuck up their asshole. This is how it starts.
Yeah.
So I was looking at the time. On my phone.
Yeah. Okay.
Some
so
butter
look at
had
it.
fallen earlier, and that's when. Yeah.
I had this little toy fire hydrant that I got with the little toy dogs I have,
and I backed into it a lot.
The kids left their skates out.
Oh my god!
There was a storm. I knew there was going to be a storm because I watched the weather forecast.
Now, I'm not saying I know how the oven mitts got duct taped to the dog's feet, but
well, that went a different direction. Yeah. Okay.
Sure.
Yep.
Read the damn story.
I'm trying. Hold on. So I eventually reached for his phone to check the time. I accidentally screenshotted his home screen. I accidentally do this often, and he gets annoyed about it. So I decided to delete it from his camera roll for him. I ended up going to his recently deleted folder to remove it from there as well. And what I found really shocked me. I found multiple screenshots of bikini Insta photos of girls we both know. A screen recording of a TikTok bikini thirst trap another girl we know made, and another screen
6.
recording. There you go. Wow. Another screen recording of his ex-girlfriend in a bikini off her sister's TikTok account. I confronted him about it. He apologized like crazy and promised to never hurt me again.
Happy ending.
Yeah. Problem solved.
Yeah. This happened over a year ago. Oh, well, then we should be good then if you're still together. So I really should be over it by now. But it still deeply upsets me every time I am reminded of it. There have been several other things that have thrown salt in the wound, like him following random girls on Instagram, liking thirst traps on TikTok of random girls. He stopped doing all of that. But in the back of my head, I still worry about he does it just without clicking follow or like. Overall, I'm still hurting from this, and I'm not sure how I'm supposed to get over it. How do I move on from this and I feel 100% happy with my relationship again?
Is this chick a 21-year-old real estate agent from the UK?
Close. Yes.
It sounds
The
a
first
lot like that last one.
He sounds very immature. The fact that he's listing over I think they meant lusting over women that he knows he shows how committed he is to you. I would advise breaking it off. Wait around for someone more mature. That was the Reddit comment.
So, if she really wants to get over it and she can't, she needs to see a therapist. That's what they're there for. That's how you help yourself get where you want to be. Whether you should be over it or not, I can't tell her. Like the guy, I don't think it's a bad thing that he had pictures of girls on Instagram or TikTok or any of that stuff. If you had a conversation afterwards and he agreed not to do it and he stopped doing it, that's cool, because unless you spoke your desire for him not to look at anything like that at the beginning of the relationship, it's a little too late to be mad that he broke a rule that didn't exist or an agreement.
Right.
But I don't know any of that stuff. So yeah, she would have to take that into account. The fact that they were friends and an ex, that's a red flag. I'm sorry. Like that's on one hand creepy for the friends. Like I have friends that, like I could look up photos of them dressed in whatever way, but I don't, because, that's not how I think of them. That's, they're friends. So yeah, there's a red flag and it is ex. I get it, but it's still a red flag. If she can't, I'm not telling her whether she should get over it or not. I don't know. But if she wants to get over it, that's what a therapist is for. And if she can't get over it, she needs to end it now, because it will do nothing but poison her and her relationship until it actually blows up and dies.
Right. Yeah. I mean, there weren't rules. There are now rules.
Hey guys, how's Dogecoin doing? Oh, that's not bad. It's not good.
Wow.
It's not good at all. Everything's bad right now. Everything. The world's going to explode.
All right, there's your financial update. If you want to call in with your question about relationships, 412-254-4829. We're here to take your call live.
Just before we switch off the on screen, let's just one more time.
I mean, she's fucking gorgeous. I think the hair helps. Like if she was bald, not as cute, but pretty cute.
I think she'd be all right.
Yeah. She's got good curves there.
Okay, so I'm trying to keep this to the point. I got back with my on-again, off-again ex in May. In June, I found deleted text with a stripper he's cheated on me with in the past. And the text, they're talking about how he's going to intentionally hide their messages and friendship from me. Anyway, I called the number just to reach out and say, hey, can we all be on a talking basis? Before I got the chance to say anything, she hung up on me. Now in September, I've had numerous messages on social media from her and her other friends' accounts. She has posted on Twitter and Instagram a lot about things that only my boyfriend would know. I know they've at least spoken. I found a bandage next to our bed today with cat hair and one thin blonde hair on the sticky part. My hair is brown and we don't have a cat. Should I try to tough it out until the end of our lease to make the relationship work, or should I listen to my heart and just go? Bang.
Go.
Like,
I don't know what you're waiting for. Like, this guy will not stop cheating. This will, like, if you don't trust him that much, and I don't know, there's no reason to save this relationship. Can you, like, am I wrong here?
Nope.
No, it's a pretty easy one.
Yeah. Like, why would you? You're not happy. You don't trust. Fucking. I get it. There's a lease. That's not a reason to put your life on hold.
No, I know, but there's always that little bit in the back of your head, like I could make this work, And I understand that part. That's the hard part.
You can make anything work, but is it good for you? You can make heroin, like shoot right into your veins.
I want you to complete that sentence. You can make heroin.
You can make heroin shoot straight into your veins via whatever invention you get, but it's not good for you.
Yeah. The only way that would actually be accurate is if you meant female superhero.
No, you could be like 100 years old. They tell you got 2 days before the ventilator gives up. You go, I'm all in on heroin. But it could work for you.
Yeah, I don't see a problem with that. You're just like, I got a dependency.
That
you
is
have 2 days
official relationship show advice. If you are like on your deathbed, give heroin a try.
Yeah. No.
Demonetized.
Nobody is signing off on that unless we're on DLive. Are we on DLive right now? Yes. Okay.
Good, because we need more lemons. If you have lemons and you're on DLive, please give us your lemons. we want lemons.
We have 5 followers, 5 viewers on D Live. It says.
You're kidding. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, D-Live, what the fuck? Give us a call. 412-425-4829. We want to hear from you.
Man,
You have to have a question about relationships. You're on D-Live at this time of night. Just kidding.
Oh my god!
So
no,
are
if we
we.
had the
So
show,
are
if
we.
we had the show at like 12, like midnight, yeah, we'd be popping on D Live. Like that's usually when it gets fired up. Like during the day, I've noticed, like YouTube has its like gamers and stuff like that during the day. Facebook is like more like. Remember, it used to be a lot of people selling shit. Like that was Facebook Live. Like just people selling like beads and like dresses, and that just disappeared. I don't know if an algorithm like was like, what is he doing here, and kicked me out. But like
every
stopped.
every Facebook group just kicked people the fuck out if they did that. Like just instant ban. So it was getting annoying. So like people just stopped doing that. And
and then for D Live, it's conspiracy shows until the weekend, and then that's when it gets real crazy. It's a lot of fun. If you guys ever want to
disappear.
Oh, you wonder after that rapper.
Yeah, that kid was awesome.
It was the
can
which one
we
was
live stream on MySpace?
I would give. Is MySpace still around?
Yeah,
dude. Let's take a.
and
Are
Tom
we gonna
will be your friend, man?
I'd sold that, right?
Rule number 8: no,
Oh,
nobody
yeah.
of the opposite sex in your top 8.
He sold MySpace, but they own his picture, so. they still
Oh,
use his
okay.
name.
They own him per se. Are we owning people? What? Nothing.
Are you still using my photo? Because I'm like old and gray now. Like,
This is crazy. This doesn't even look. It's all like, yeah, it's just music. Okay, well, good on you. Rammstein has a new album out, even though aren't they getting arrested for like torturing people? I can't be making that up. That's got to be
illegal in Germany.
Rammstein allegations. Very first thing when I type in Rammstein. Yep, Rammstein sexual allegations. Yeah, I was gonna say they're releasing an album and then they're like, by the way, we're rapists. Yeah, okay.
Didn't it have like a half of a porn live show? Like,
Yes,
isn't that why you went to Rammstein?
yes. I recall that because back when they were huge. Jesus, I'm dating myself, but like 2004 ish, like the tapes came out. There was there's a movie store, Ides. It's like a movies, comic book, and music store, 3 floors, and they just have like these really underground tapes of shows, and that was the Rammstein one, and it had like parental advisory all over it, like just. And I was like, well, of course, clearly, I want that. Like, I want to see that because that's got all the
Like
warnings
that
on
and
it.
Guar.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, Jesus. How this the first time you see Guar, you're like, this is got to be like Spielberg level makeup and effect. And then you watch it and you're like, oh.
These are art students who learned how to play instruments.
Yeah, this is okay.
Sort of.
Sort of.
Yeah, my friend went to a show and he got like a mouthful of cum sprayed from like the lead singer Odorous.
Oh, yeah.
And he was mid scream when it hit him, and he said the worst part was it was like warm water.
Oh. I have we have a mutual friend. He's a hippie, but like he sees everything. Like he's been to hip hop shows, he's been to like metal shows. His thing is just seeing all the music, just absorbing all the music. Like he's seen the Juggalos, the ICP, and he made a comment. He's like, "I'm going to see Guar."
That name.
Yeah, ICP, the Juggalos. But he was like, I'm going to go see Guar. And then I'll never forget. I was so excited to see his response to it. And he was like, I did that. Now I don't have to do that again. Like that was his honest review.
I hear it's a good show, quite honestly. Like if you go with the right attitude, it's a blast.
Oh, absolutely.
I never went when the original lead singer was alive.
Oh yeah. Did they replaced him with like a robot girl or something? I remember.
I don't even know. Like after he was gone, like I just check in to see if they're still doing stuff, but I don't.
Oh, hold on.
I'm a Fairweather You're Alive fan.
Step 1.
Step 1.
Step 1 is do you exist on this mortal plane? Step
Guar
2.
didn't, so that really ruined that wrecked my curve with them.
But all right. Sorry guys, I'm just responding to somebody real quick. And
Tell them they could be our last caller of the evening.
yeah, I was gonna say this is we got our calls and trying to you know what we should do is
Sit around naked.
Sit around naked. Is this gonna be the first week we don't have I have a employee that I work with.
No, but I have been seeing a lot of posts. Speaking of themes of people, we're gonna play some Starfield.
No, we're not.
We a lot of people I've been seeing posts where they don't understand that their relationship will not always be the same thing it was the first 4 months.
Really?
I think we've lost the spark. Like, well, that spark was infatuation of trying to get to know everything you possibly could know about somebody new.
I remember one of our first callers was like he rekindled his high school
Oh yeah.
sweetheart, but like 40 years later, and could figure out that there were two different people now. That was a real shame because you could hear the pain in his voice. It was
yeah. I felt for him and her too, and I appreciate that they were actively both looking to make it work. And I think if I remember correctly, what they really just needed was to sit down and talk about what they both thought a relationship was,
right?
What they were willing to put in, and she was not as positive as he wanted, sort of thing. Like she wasn't affirming.
She was very vocal. Yeah, she was very like, listen, I don't care. None of this was.
No, I think she cared. She joined the call, but I think she was like, the problem was he needed a lot of affirmation and positive thoughts. And
I'm sorry if I came off.
No. It's a joke show too. We tell funnies. We tell funnies.
Just don't send you memes of bodybuilding like that. Will
send us all the memes if they look like that.
That one, yeah.
Like I kind of want to see.
She was also fairly reluctant to join the call.
Yeah, which was a mistake on my part, really.
Well,
I should have found it. Yeah. Well, true. He's like, hey, we were talking, but we were on speakerphone the whole time. So
that was like one of our first shows as well. I think we kind of learned a little bit since then. We're all different people,
Every show I learned something, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Just
This is the most dead air I think we've ever had, and it's always good to point that out.
Thank you. I wanted you. I was hoping you would, so people would understand what dead air is.
My boyfriend and I are having.
Yeah, we should play our theme song. Yeah, that's all we have until we get an actual theme song.
My boyfriend and I have been dating for about a year. For the majority of.
But
I want this moment to end right now.
All right, read your damn post.
I was going to.
And then.
My husband, 34, has been doing stupid things online again. And this time it was
webcam. More Instagram? Okay, all right.
No. This is webcam stuff. Previously, he's spoken to escorts asking for how much, asked for pics and others, tried to organize meetups. And silly me has forgiven him each time because he puts up the tears and guilt tripped me. Now, I caught him again last week. It's been 2.5 years since the last time I caught him. We have 2 little girls. God, do we have to go any further? Because this is last week I told him this was the last chance for everything I didn't. If it doesn't work, I'm done. But now maybe I'm regretting it. I'm not intimate with him, have been for a month, if not longer. I just can't bring myself to do it because I don't trust him. Seeing at times he can be very short with our girls, which I stopped immediately. We have 2 young children, but I just don't know how. I feel stuck. I promised him this last chance, and I don't know if I can back out now. Plus, side is if he does fuck up again, I can walk away, but how long until then? I don't know if I love him or if I love him as a friend. I miss being touched. I miss feeling loved, and I miss being held, but I don't think I want that to be him. What do I do? We've been together for 8 years.
Easy ones today?
Yeah,
I feel like I am. Like, I'm not even kidding when I.
Yeah. You leave. You're not waiting for anything. You're afraid to leave.
Yeah.
Like, there's no point. You don't need proof. You don't need anything but to know you're not happy in a relationship. And when you find out you're not happy in a relationship, You either try to fix it, which you've tried to do and it failed, or you get the fuck out, which you have not tried to do yet.
I don't disagree. That's I'm not doing that on purpose, by the way. I'm definitely not throwing softballs, but that definitely seems like a, hey, get out of there. You have kids.
Yeah,
I mean,
like, even without the kids, like you're not happy in a relationship. The kids
get
are
a hold
more
of your
important.
friends, talk to your family, build a plan, just get out of Dodge. If it's getting dangerous for the family, I mean, yeah,
It's always true that the kids are going to feel that. If you're not happy and you're miserable in the house, they're going to know that and feel it. Like, do better for your kids.
Yep. Don't teach them that's an okay relationship.
No.
Also teach them they can get out of bad situations. They have the power.
It's very important.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Fucking yeah. I mean, like I get the fact that it's happened so long. She thinks there's nothing else, and that sucks. But there is something else. There's a whole lot out there that you can be doing instead of wasting your time with this.
And just like every other time, it's going to be really shitty for a bit.
Yeah, he doesn't have to improve. Oh, sorry. I thought you were going on the other thing.
No. I'm saying you leave, and it's going to be different and shitty probably for a while. But
Yeah.
then it gets
It-
better because you have life again. You have opportunity and chance to find something better.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you don't, and you keep reliving the exact same bullshit you're going through now.
And he never has to fix it because there's no real punishment for him if he doesn't. You keep coming back. It's not going to change because it doesn't have to. You have to change it now. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
that one's super easy. Like, just come
Yeah.
on.
It's just,
She needs a therapist probably to get her to that point where she's
I mean,
ready to go. But yeah.
She needs to, this is one of those things that Reddit's not going to help her. She needs family. She needs help, not help. Like she needs support. That's a better word for it. She needs support. That's because that's one of it's one of those things that if he continues doing it, he's just going to gaslight her and keep the process going because there's no repercussions. And when there's kids involved, you're going to need backup. So, but
Yes.
all right. One more.
Yeah, let's do one more. And if
Okay.
nobody calls in, I sent out a couple more messages while you were reading that. And if nobody calls in, that's okay.
Yeah. I hope it wasn't to the same.
Well, when you send a message, you see what was already sent.
It's true. It's true. Okay. So that explains something. Okay. Throwaway account for anonymity. I wasn't intentionally looking for my boyfriend's account, but we were both apparently in the same subreddit for where we live. And I found a picture I know he took of somewhere in our city. I know without a doubt that this account is his, as I found several things that identify him, if you know him. Anyways, I couldn't help but look through his account. To get straight to the point, he has been commenting on multiple porn subreddits, asking girls to DM him. We've talked in the past about porn, which I'm fine with, and I'm obviously not okay with him sexting somebody. I have no idea if anyone actually DM'd anyone else, but the fact is he is commenting on these women's pictures and there's a theme tonight, and wanting to talk with them makes me feel extremely upset. We've been together for over a year and don't live together yet. Sometimes the comments are the night after I leave. I've been cheated on in the past, and he knows my history and has discussed everything at great length. I have no reason to believe he would ever cheat, but finding this out is bringing up past trauma. I'm not sure what to do or what to think. I know I should probably talk to him and how I could bring this up. What can I say to help get my feelings across? TLDR, I found my boyfriend's Reddit account, and he's been commenting on porn subreddits, wanting to DM the women in the pictures.
Well, I would start the conversation by saying that I know your other Reddit account is this, and I see that you post on porn subreddits, and it hurts me. Start there. Don't cry. Don't accuse. Don't yell. Say, and it hurts me, and I wanted to talk with you about it and why you feel this is something important in your life that you need to do, especially on nights after we've been together. And then don't keep digging in. Say, why it hurt you. Nothing longer than this post. Try to keep it as unemotional as possible while saying what's going on and how it makes you feel as a person in the relationship and how it hurts the relationship if it's bothering you. And ask him, why he does it, get an understanding of what's going on, see if he's willing to stop doing it, or don't make demands, see if he continues to want to hurt you by doing this, whatever.
Yeah.
And I don't really, normally I'm like, hey, you look through his phone, you don't trust him. And this one I kind of get, because you think, hey, my boyfriend took that picture. Is this his account? And then you go and you find like, oh, he also likes Skittles. Oh, he also likes swimming at this lake up the road, whatever it might be. Like, oh, that's definitely him. And then you're like, oh, you want to bang, pick up, I don't know any current porn stars names, but like, and he's messaging her, like, like that's too far. And I think explaining what's too far is going to help a lot more, because obviously you haven't talked about what's too far. You haven't talked about him having anonymous accounts, or even like what's okay to look up on the other person. Or this is a discussion to have. I don't think it's a reason to fight. You're hurt. Try to find ways to not be hurt anymore, to get him in line with what doesn't hurt you.
Yeah.
Unless you've already talked about it, you're like, no, but she's already okay with porn, so he might just not know where that line is.
Yeah.
So what does Reddit say?
Reddit is Reddit's doing exactly what Reddit does. Basically, it is the very first top one. To me, this is cheating. Just because he doesn't know these women doesn't mean that he's attempting to get with them or cyber relations with them. It's gross. You tell him exactly what you found, and don't tell him he's off the hook. If you don't accept cheating, then stick to your standards. Hold him accountable. He's crossed your
saying it's cheating, but go ahead.
Yeah. He's crossing your boundaries. It's a form of cheating. You need to confront him. I mean, would just
if there was no agreement is why I'm not saying it's not cheating, because like I don't believe they've talked about it. They may have, and I could be wrong, but from the tone of the post and everything going on, I'm not sure she said what is too far or not. They're a year in, and again, I think it's gross. I think it should have been talked about by him,
right?
By her. He's in the wrong. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying she's wrong to be upset, but I wouldn't call it cheating either.
Yeah. I would straight up tell him, I found your Reddit account. What's up with these comments of you asking girls to DM you? God damn. It's one thing to look at the pictures, maybe send some flirty shit in the comments. Maybe that's up to you. It's another thing to straight up ask for private messages or send flirty texts. And I would stick with that. Be clear and consistent in your feelings. Sarcastic troll, it was the name of that poster, and that was bang on. It's
give him a thumbs up. Give him a thumbs up. Yeah, up arrow, whatever.
There you go.
That's good advice. It's close to what I was saying, but I think he went in a slightly different direction, which is also fair.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't turn it into a fight. That's the one thing I would keep away from at this point.
Yeah. I like that they had the timing like that figured out too. Like, wait a minute, this was sent right when I left Billy's house, and immediately he's like, "You up?"
I think we could discuss this now while we wrap up the show if nobody's calling in. I don't know about you in your prime, but like I could have just been with a girl and went home and masturbated. Like a man's sexual urges aren't necessarily done after the deed. And it wasn't about her. It could have been the best sex I had, and then I'm thinking about it, and then I want to
Well, I think you're
at a certain age, like that the penis wins all the arguments.
I think also you forget too. It's not always just about the sex portion. It's usually about the hunt, and there's kink involved as well. And I mean, again, I don't know anything about what this person was looking at, what they were doing, what the intention was. I mean, there's a lot left out here, but yeah, you're right. I mean, the whole point is that might be just the thing. Is like I just want to string this person along. I have no intention to tab into sloppy, but like it's at the end of the day, it's not right when you're with somebody to Chase, that's a breach of trust. So
yeah, having people please message me too far, but again, he might just think it's just fantasy. It's like the AI thing. Like at one point, does he think he's interacting with a real person or the real porn star instead of one of her many offshore catfishers or something? You don't know.
Yeah, it could be like, he was in Gone Wild and he's like, hey, DM me real quick. What camera did you use? I noticed it's waterproof and I'm trying to do some things.
I like that lingerie set. I'd like to get it for my girlfriend. It's our 1-year anniversary.
Yeah, and then you blew it. Oh, that actually, okay.
Waterproof.
Did I ever tell you I did have a ex actually go into my account and we had a hilarious hilarious. What do you want to call it? Was it called a comedy of errors? Essentially, I was talking to a friend about getting this person a necklace, and it wasn't anything like super wild. It was like literally necklace
It
with a
was made of
mustache.
pearls, and she didn't understand what I was trying
Yeah.
to say to my
Yeah.
male friend. Yeah, okay.
But so
The, scale
the
was
girl
on the
was like,
floor, and the bottle was just sitting there. I fell backwards. I didn't even see it.
Yeah.
Keep
But it
going.
was an earthquake, I swear. Didn't you feel it here at the hospital? Because I'm going to call when I get home to see if there really was an earthquake.
Sorry. Go ahead.
yeah, it's okay.
Good. So tell us your comedy of errors.
Oh no, it was
And it better end
things
with butt
happened.
stuff. No, but I want to
Yeah.
hear the story. I
Hit
do.
the button. Hit the button. Hit the button. Hit the button. Hit the button.
Possessed we die.
Anyway, now that it's lost all steam, forgot even where I was at.
Check your
She,
account. Comedy of errors. You're talking about getting a necklace.
yeah, to a friend. The friend was like, "Get the necklace. That's awesome." Girl used my computer. She saw that, didn't read the whole message, and then I was like, "No, the necklace was for you." And it wasn't even like again a good necklace. It was a mustache, but it was on Woot. See, I'm even boring. I'm so lost in this story. The point is, the necklace was actually showed up to my house like 3 months later because somebody went through my mail, stole it, ripped the envelope open. We came back home drunk from a bar, and there it was on the ground with the torn envelope. She picks it up, and and you'd be like, "Oh, that's the necklace we got into a fight about. That same necklace that you accused me of like flirting with somebody to buy them a necklace," which is a really weird flex, by the way. Like, "Hey, honey, what's up? I'm going to buy you a necklace." That works in Leonardo DiCaprio movies, and that's it.
Challenge accepted.
But long story short was that was what 3 months later we come back to the drunk bar. I held the envelope. Here's the necklace, and that reignites a fight again. We're like, oh, but clearly I'm still mad about this thing that never really happened. It was really cool. So, yeah. But
And that kid
anyway,
is how I met your mother.
the point was a lot can be lost if you don't know the facts of the story. So anyway.
True. And
I am not telling a story ever again on this show. Period.
Oh, you will.
No.
So, hey, we're gonna wrap it up here. Stefan, thanks for calling in. And to wrap it up to the last comment, I hope that it is a bunch of errors and good things happen with this woman you're having a good time with. So, I wish you luck. Thank you for calling in again. Thank you to everybody who was watching us, even you people on DLive. No, seriously, thanks for watching.
You people on DLive.
You DLive persons. But we are here every week. We might be switching to Saturday at some time in the future, but as far as we know, next week we'll be here Thursday, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we look forward to hearing from you. Have a wonderful night.